Komoot has sold itself out, so you and me can be squeezed for every last drop. Now, if you haven't seen any news yet, you will soon find out that Komoot has been acquired by an Italian tech firm called Bending Spoons. I had to look up who these people are, and I had to find out what it probably means for us and for the people working at Komoot, and it did not make me happy. Let me tell you what I learned. You can fact check that stuff, and hopefully you will disagree with me, because what I'm thinking right now is bad, is really bad. So let me just flip to the internet here so we can find out what Bending Spoons is. So apparently Bending Spoons is an Italian tech company known for acquiring established digital platforms. It focuses on high growth digital products, and it has recently expanded into strategic acquisitions including Evernote, WeTransfer, and now Komoot, aiming to scale user-focused digital services while monetizing through subscriptions and premium features. Monetizing through subscriptions and premium features. Well, you might have noticed something was up, because my trusty old Komoot, which I happily paid for, I paid premium subscription, I bought their world map pack years ago. I was really happy to pay for upgrades to the product itself. But then just very recently, there came the news that if you wanted to use it on third-party devices like my Garmin Edge navigation computer for my bike, you would have to pay for that. I was like, this is very atypical. This is not the Komoot I know. And then just a couple of days later, bam, we get this. User-focused digital services, monetizing through subscriptions and premium features. Oh God, no. We've reached a point. So whenever you hear that something like Komoot gets bought by such a firm, you know that they're going to try to streamline stuff. But what they're going to try to streamline is going to be the lining of their pockets. It's going to be their revenue streams. Now, you might think that I'm being overly dramatic and pessimistic here, but let's go to Wikipedia and have a little look at what happened to the last companies that were acquired by Bending Spoons. Evernote. Bending Spoons laid off all Evernote staff. Mosaic Group. Bending Spoons immediately laid off all 330 staff members. WeTransfer. Bending Spoons laid off 75% of all staff. Meetup. Bending Spoons laid off a, quote, significant, unquote, portion of the workforce. Bright Cove. March 19th, so that's 2 days ago now. Bending Spoons laid off 2/3 of the US employees. Do I need to say more? And then apparently, according to some websites, the Komoot staff was completely blindsided by this. So I don't know, it was like 150 people-ish working for Komoot right now, and they just had to find out just like that this was now a fact of life. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you work at Komoot or know someone who works there. This is what I read on some news websites. Now, let's see what the Komoot CEO has to say about this. Let's dig into a quote here. For 17 years, we have been on a mission to make outdoor adventures accessible to all, said Komoot CEO and co-founder Markus Hallemann. From humble beginnings in our student rooms, we've built Komoot from the ground up and grown it into 45 million users. So 45 million users, that's a lot of people to squeeze revenue from. Now it goes on. So making it Europe's leading outdoor platform, Komoot inspires millions to explore the outdoors, improving both physical and mental well-being, and continues to grow worldwide. It continues to grow from 45 million users. So this is a typical type of product that a company like Bending Spoons would be looking out for. But I'm just trying to find out here what Markus Hallermann, CEO, would have had in mind when taking this step with his baby. Because they're looking for growing their product. But I'm wondering, like, what does that mean for him? And what does it mean for them? What does it mean for the user if they talk about growing their product? So I've used Komoot for almost all of its existence. I've seen it change and improve into something that I prefer to use most of the time. So I've really used this product because I really think it's a good product. There's cool communities, and community is the exact word that I'm looking for here. So the thing they've built there grows and thrives because of its users, because it's people like me and it's people like you probably who go on there, and we put literally hundreds of roots in there. We build collections, we exchange those roots, we exchange these collections. I've built multiple myself, and it is due to all of this effort put in by real users like myself into a product that we appreciate and sometimes even love. This is the reason that something like this can thrive. But now, just for me, at least, like, I feel like the ship has tipped to the point where it's gonna capsize and go down. I think for me, I would really need to see this heading into a right direction, because after this move with the third-party devices now being acquired by a company who does all of the stuff I just listed, I think we're just going to be faced with raising prices, more paywalls, stuff like microtransactions, and we're just going to be squeezed. That's what I feel like. I think we're going to be used like just another thing to be milked and milked and milked until we finally refuse to just keep paying for it and move on to something else. Because in our daily lives, when we're not doing all these outdoor activities, we have enough of this. Everywhere we go, people trying to sell us subscriptions and premium services. Everything's expensive. Everything's inspired by just squeezing out the maximum amount of juice out of us. And this is the opposite of what I want to feel when I'm doing the thing, trying to get away from that. When I'm using a product like Komoot to navigate the outdoors, I am perfectly happy to pay for a quality product, but I do not want to be milked like a walking wallet. And I feel like if this is the way I feel, there's going to be plenty of you feeling the same way. And if this is the way Komoot is going, then I would not be surprised if Komoot goes the way of Tesla right now. Because people are too smart to just let this happen. And there's plenty of other products out there. There's plenty of clever people developing things. So I really do hope that everything I said right here, right now, on March 21st is wrong. And I'm going to be proven wrong. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel about this. Because quite frankly, I feel like shit right now.